We are here with the extremely talented and lovely Eaddy Mays.
Oh, this is false humility.
That's how I reel people in for the interviews.
Nice. Okay,
There you go. Now we can really talk.
Exactly. Here we go. Chair around. Go.
So you are an extremely accomplished actress, both theater, film, and television. You have done it all. When did you yeah. I'm just talking about your legit work.
Career.
What age did you decide you could do this at as a career? Or did you just dabble and then decide?
I knew at 10 years old that I wanted to participate in and contribute to the joy of creating what I loved experiencing. That phenomenon. And I enjoy a movie theater experience. I know people have home theaters, and I love, don't get me wrong, I love Netflix and watching stuff online. But sitting in a dark box with a crowd of people that are being affected in that wave of emotion, and the way certain films affected me as a young person meant a lot to me. It affected me, it changed me, it made me think. And I wanted to do that for other people. I didn't know how, I thought it was going to be as a director. That's why I order people around. I'm so bossy. I don't know.
That's right.
But I do know that I started in community theater as a kid, and I just have never left since. Love this business.
And I could tell that about you, that you're very determined and strong-willed, and that, like, when you knew at 10, you knew at 10, which is great. And you didn't give up, which is also good.
Thank you.
Because here we are today. I mean, what is better in your career than this interview? Quite frankly.
No kidding. For you to get here, you're laughing. And see, self-deprecating humor, one of my favorites. But
That's
when
me.
I got an email that said, hey, so-and-so wants to do an interview with you, I thought, really? Let's hear what I have to say. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll share. And it is. It's an honor.
Great. For me as well. So what role did you find the most challenging that you've played, and that you really had to tap into, not maybe a darker side, but like a different side? Because I can see you being the mom on Teen Wolf. I can see how because when you were on, it was just like, oh my God, cut this girl a break. Why are you so stern? And I can see that side of you when I met you. Or when I was in the lobby when you came in, but you were very statuesque and very beautiful, and she was. Oh, we get a new angle. I love it. And she was a tough character, but you didn't. She had love for her daughter, but your physical presence is so much. It's striking, but at the same time, like, you were mean. Like, I don't get mean vibes from you as a person. I get lovely, into the acting. And so what was it like to play her? Or are you secretly just like her? I'm turning around to find out if it's
Yeah, exactly. It's funny because in this scene at the end of season 1, and Allison says, she's sitting on the bed, I just saw my boyfriend turn into a werewolf, and I'm in the closet, and they're shooting this very odd lighting
angle, and
right?
yes.
Exactly. They're shooting through the closet wall, and hands are left. There was this whole monologue written where I explained to her very nicely and very sort of leave it to Beaver, June Cleaver kind of thing. Well, it's really part of a bigger conversation with your father, and your father's going to do this. And they cut out all of that and made it all about me being in charge. And let me explain something to you. And I have 3 children, and they are a handful, but they're wonderful people. But they've got this great free spirit that if they don't have clear boundaries, and I think clear boundaries with kids is important for them, and if they don't have clear boundaries, they feel a little out of control, and it's not peaceful for them. So so we say yes ma'am, no ma'am, and I require that because it makes parenting easier for me. So when in that scene, for example, when I said to Crystal, Allison on the show, I said, do you understand? And she went,
That was a natural reaction.
yes,
Yeah.
say it. Don't say it. I need to hear it.
Yeah.
And everybody, literally people on the set went, and they had to redo it a couple of times. And she literally, like, teared up. And I was like, oh, and I made Kristen
You made
cry.
Allison
You know?
cry. You're terrible.
Of course, that's just because she's got this huge puppy dog heart.
Yeah.
But so in other words, I don't think I'm that intense. People always said, "Oh, you intimidated me when I first met you." I'm like, "Oh, Marshmallow, what are you talking about?" You know, and I don't get what it is. But
It's not, I think you just have a regality about you. When you walk into a room, your presence, and I can't think of a different word but regal.
Well, and I appreciate that. And really, for me, it's more like I feel like I'm looking around like, what can I take on? What's next? And that's the presence that I feel like, all right, where are we? This is going to be exciting. Everything's sort of fun and game. But when I showed my kids that scene with Allison where I went, sing it, then they were like, what?
There was no impressing them with that.
Scariest mom on TV. Whatever. Who wouldn't kill their, werewolf that's having sex with their daughter? Who wouldn't kill a werewolf for that?
Right.
And it's reasonable.
What is I know you talked about the theater background and what, how much you love that because it was kind of in the moment and that kind of thing. What is your biggest joy for doing television and film because it's a different beast. When you're doing theater, you're getting the reaction right then, and you know if you're killing a show that night or if the audience is. And does that, in a two-part question, does that feed you when you're doing theater if you have a dead audience to really, as we were talking, you have that presence? Do you do something to rattle them out of their state of mind?
It's fascinating. I'm going to answer both your questions sort of at the same time. I love, love, love live appearances. There's no greater high than that for me in my life. I've done stand-up comedy, but almost the best are these Q&As at cons and live presenting and engaging with real people. And that's my real love and my real joy. I do it all day long, 24 hours a day. Okay. And so there is that element of theater that I like where it is that. However, it's easier to create an alternate universe in film and television and bring that alternate universe to life, and for a greater audience then to step into that universe. You can really cross that boundary as an audience member and to be able to get. I literally just got goosebumps.
This is a good interview. You got goosebumps. I have 3 poses.
So to be able to do that for folks, for them to have people message me, to DM me on Twitter or to send me a message on Tumblr and say, my mom killed herself and I thought it was because she hated me and now I understood it's because she thought she wasn't good enough for me. That's really powerful.
Yeah.
And that's a result of what all of these people on TV, the writers, the creators, the craft services person that kept us fueled at night, the other actors, the electricians, everybody, the wardrobe, that's a result of what all of us gave a piece of ourselves to that project.
Right.
That person, and that person, and that person. So being part of that, that's pretty phenomenal. So 2 very, very different
points,
beasts.
yeah.
Yeah, but both awesome sides of this business.
Nice pun to throw in with the beast, by the way. When did you actually realize that you were affecting people? I mean, at 10, did you realize only because there was applause?
Yeah. But that was because they were all parents and they had to.
Yeah.
I think the first time I realized I was affecting people was in college when I had just wrecked my car and I was feeling sorry for myself. And so I was sitting at this bar by myself journaling and upset and drinking a beer and all angry and everything. And some kids walked into this bar and they were sitting around, they weren't drinking and they had notepads and stuff. And I thought, oh God.
Yeah.
And it was the comedy club. It was the university's comedy club. And I said, and so here I am feeling all belligerent. I guess I was a little intimidating even then. And I said, what are you doing? He said, stand-up comedy. We're going to do this thing. And I said, sounds interesting. And I could do stand-up comedy. And he said, oh yeah? Well, why don't you come give it a try? And I literally, I went into the bathroom, wrote down a few ideas, and used that anger that I was feeling, and had hecklers in the audience, and not hecklers, hecklers in the audience. Sorry, a little humor. But to have that interaction and that, so probably college was the first time that I had live interaction like that. I had done radio and television before that and had gotten some fan mail from, at the local TV station, local radio station, but most of that I thought was just for people that were enjoying the station, not me per se. But
right.
Stand-up comedy was the first time when I thought,
And when you were doing your stand-up, did you slay everyone? Was like no one off topic? Or did you, like, if there was an issue of the day, like, you know, the whole too soon thing? Did you worry about that, or did you not? Because
I didn't, and I guess that I made fun of more of things that were happening in my life, and again fed off the people that were giving me crap. I guess that being from New York, I could always banter pretty well,
Right.
and kind of roll with stuff, and so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I did not use topics or relevant things, and it wasn't that planned. But it was more off of what was like life observations.
Yeah.
That could be maybe more relatable.
that's phenomenal. Are you still doing stand-up?
Sadly, no. I'd love to. No. So if there's anybody that'd like to book me,
There you Call me, and we'll flash your number across the
Talk,
screen.
yes, exactly. Walk. Available. Now, how much would you pay?
Yeah. Well, Eaddy, this has been an absolute delight for me, and it was.
I'm honored you asked. Thank you.
It was just you're everything I thought you would be, and more.
Clarify that when we get off camera what exactly that means. This was a real pleasure, and I'm honored that you asked. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.